Hello, I'm the Brown Booktuber, and today we're going to be talking about haikus, specifically a book called Dictionary of Haikus, the second edition by Jane Reichold. I hope I said that right. So, some context. Ever since I was a young boy, I used to love haikus. Haikus obviously are a short form kind of Japanese poem with certain syllables throughout, and when I was a young boy in school, I remember learning about them and was absolutely fascinated with telling a story in a poem that was 3 lines with limited syllables. In my head, as a child, I was like, that's fantastic. And, that was just a thing. I was a kid. Then I read a book called The Peculiar Life of a Lonely Postman, a French book about a postman who kind of gets obsessed with writing haikus and tatankas. Definitely said that wrong, sort of similar to haikus, and then that reignited this passion I had, and then I went off and I've kind of written a thing of haikus for like a writing project I did on my own. One day that will be shown to people, but not right now. And then I watched Words Bobble Up Like Soda Pop, which is an animation film found on Netflix, I believe. At least it's a Netflix exclusive film in the West. It was made by a record company, I believe, to celebrate their like 50th or 70th anniversary of selling records. They have like an animation division. I don't know. It was a fairly good movie, and one of the characters, well, the main character, is a kind of a semi-antisocial guy who likes writing haiku, and he has a book of haiku words. So basically haikus are often seasonal. There are certain seasonal words which are used for haikus, and you can look up those words and you can kind of see examples of haikus being used with those words. And obviously that's in Japanese, so these words are, I think, they're kigo words, so they're seasonal words, and they're attributed to Japanese poetry, so more than just haiku, but haikus sort of use them. And I was like, I really like haikus. I like writing haikus just in my free time. It's a nice way to kind of get yourself going for writing just in general, because they're short and you're thinking about putting something together. So you can basically in Japan get a dictionary of words that are attributed to each season for haikus, and you can use them for your haikus when you see them and you're thinking, oh, how do I fit that into like a seasonal collection of haikus? I was like, that was really interesting. Is there a version in English? And mind you, haikus aren't an English thing, they're a Japanese thing. They're based off Japanese syllables, but we have kind of adopted a culture for them in the West. I know I was actually briefly part of the British Haiku Society. I got a haiku of mine published in one of their volumes last year. If I can find that, I will tell you which one it was in. But I found this. A Dictionary of Haiku. Jane Reichold is like the predominant eminent voice in haiku in the West, particularly in English. She has collated in this a lot of seasonal words that are attributed to obviously each season, and then there's sort of breakdowns of words within those seasons. So for summer, there are summer moods, there are summer terrestrial things, summer celestial words. I believe there's going to be summer farm or occasions. In the winter, there's animals. Well, not winter, the fall or autumn. There's animals. There's also moods. There's livelihood. There's occasions. So it's breaking down not just words by their season, but also it breaks them down by kind of their subcategory within haiku. I read through almost all of these haikus, and I keep it on my reference shelf over there next to Shinji's mum. And I always go back to this when I want to read haikus or if I'm going to write some stuff. It's great. I highly recommend this. I don't remember how much I got it for, but I don't think it was too dear. But if you love writing haikus, get this. This is great. Yeah, I adore writing haikus, I adore reading them. Obviously, I'm reading them in English, which I know isn't the purest form of haiku, because obviously haikus are Japanese, they're based off Japanese syllables, but the Western English version, it does its thing. It does its thing, and they're beautiful in a different way, and even the translation of the Japanese haikus are still beautiful. I'm sure they are even more beautiful in the original language. I wish I could understand them, but in English they have a sense of beauty to them. So this was a bit different, but it is still sort of in line with my talking about Asian literature, so I'm going to chalk that one up as counting towards the purpose of this channel. If you're interested in haikus, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know. Hey, you know what? Write me a haiku in the comments down below. Not addressed to me, but one in general. Write one down below. I'd love to see them if you see this. Remember to like, subscribe, share the video with friends and family, and I hope you read a fantastic book.